Greetings, Divine Radiance, and welcome to this evening's Nightcap for Your Soul with me, Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter, interpreting messages and methods from the divine that empower you to create and live an abundant life. So let's go ahead and see what this evening's nightcap is. Telepathy. You know what? Telepathic. I say that really easy, but I say this word with difficulty. It doesn't feel like it flows. But it says nonverbal communication, energetic pulses, mind reading. So the Mermaid Sing message is, once you could all speak without a sound being made, and the sounds you did make were sacred, purposeful, full of intent. Now we hear you speak, and speak saying nothing, using air to create sounds to fill a void. But none of you understanding the hearts of others as well as you might. When you begin to reconnect with the sea and the shore and the creatures that swim and breathe in two worlds, you will begin to understand all peoples and beings' communications. Without the words you love to use and use and use, there can be immediate empathy, transparency, all can be seen. And so all was there open, available to be known. When you were a Lemurian, you spoke without words, your energy, and you communicated with your energy all of the time. Lemurians could telepathically broadcast messages across vast distances and were often linked via silver cord of energy that would flow from the solar plexus through to the other being's energy system. These cords plugged in across the miles, oceans, continents, solar systems, and galaxies. Hair, body hairs, and skin organs, every cell within every Lemurian was sensitive and tuned in. Many of your indigenous people, of whom you are, of course, one, know the power of their hair. In Lemuria, hair was like a receptor. Hair received information from far away, and each strand could unfurl and live quite independently. It's a function of your DNA deactivation tragedy that you now have encapsulated your own ability to receive messages. Instead of this immense interconnection being overwhelming as it would be if you connected with everyone around you in your daily life in this way today. In Lemuria, it resulted in feelings of fullness, love, satisfaction, and connection. Now, in this lifetime, these ancient abilities you once possessed are returning. You are now beginning to comprehend and understand subtle energy, and you are able to see and read auras, telepathically communicate, and sometimes even know what will take place in the future. So the divination message is, if you receive this card, you may be one of the people who feel lost when it comes to words or less open to have conversations, as they seem to never express what it is you feel so deeply. You prefer to let your energy shine through and speak for you. Many people are labeled with medical terminology if they are silent, when in fact, they are constantly communicating, just in ways that are advanced, subtle, yet ancient. They are open energy and communicate effectively and are in harmonious attunement with animals, plants, crystals, and song, more so than with conversation and the jousting competitive turn much of that can take. You may also find yourself connecting telepathically with memories stored in crystals, trees, and sacred sites. You too can connect with telepathy and true wisdom by connecting with these sacred spaces, crystals, and trees. Huge bodies of water, like the Pacific, are brimming with energies and memories, and you are one who can read them, one who can speak the language of energy. Okay, so as I was reading that, there were several things coming through. But one of the main messages that was coming through was when the part came up about those that are medically labeled when they're silent. And it reminded me of when my mom was taking a train from the Bay Area to Washington State, and she sat next to this little boy who was labeled as autistic. And the little boy's mom was quite shocked at how he was interacting with my mom because it's not something he typically did. So when he saw mine and my brother's picture, my mom asked him what he thought of each of us. He pointed to my picture and he said, "She's wise." And he pointed to my brother's picture and said, "He's strong," right? And in my mom's opinion, she felt he was very accurate in describing both of us. And I agree, you know. And so as I was reading that, Spirit was telling me to tell you, whether it's you that have been labeled medically or someone that you know or someone close to you, to really go deep within and allow Spirit to guide you on what exactly is going on. Because yes, medical conditions are real and they do exist. I'm no doctor. I'm not saying disregard what a doctor has said. But what I do know is that oftentimes when we're deeper connected to who we once were and how we once existed, society chooses to label us in a way that feels negative or in a way that disempowers us energetically. So before you take on that label or before you label others, just explore with Spirit the other options of what it could be, right? Of what it could be. I'm also being led to tell you to be more in tune with your feelings and your intuition. And I'm feeling things in my solar plexus right now. But the other thing that Spirit is telling me to tell you is that when you are connected to someone, and if you're led to end that connection, just as the card spoke of that silver strand that connects you to the energy of someone else, be sure to bring that thread back to you, leaving all that's not serving you where it is and only bringing your energy of highest light and love, disconnecting, okay? So thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. This is this evening's nightcap, and sweet dreams.